Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Butterfly Effect Podcast. Today, I am joined by my two friends, Esme and Kiara. We've been talking about this for at least a year. But we did it, okay? Right time, right place. Today, we're just going to kind of shoot the shit and talk about some stuff that we've experienced together in the restaurant industry, because we've all got really good stories.
Trauma bonded.
Literally trauma bonded. So it should be funny, get comfy cozy, and yeah, welcome back. So we all met. We're not going to say the name of the place. If you know us, you know where it was, but we'll leave that up to that. But we all met at
Redacted.
Redacted.
We actually should come up with a term for it, because I'm slip up numerous times.
What's a good one? The Four Seasons?
Downtown. Yeah, right.
We all met at the Four Seasons.
We work in a luxury atmosphere. Or downtown. We could just say downtown too. We work downtown.
Okay, well, I want you two to first say what your first impression of each other were. And then
Not good. Not good. It actually wasn't great. I'm not going to lie to you. She hated me.
I loved Esme with all my heart.
I'm an acquired taste.
Definitely an acquired taste. Esme was the bane of my existence for the first few months of working with her.
But I made every shift way more entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
Not in a great way, just entertaining in general.
Cost me like a slight bit of sanity, but I was laughing. So.
Yeah. Because that's just it. I think it was the humor part that genuinely, we threw a couple good ones at each other, and I was sitting there like, she's actually funny as hell.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Plus, she was playing like the best house music I've ever heard behind the bar. So then she put me on that type of music, because I was looking for something to listen to while I was bartending that didn't make me want to blow my brains out every single day. And
here's our fourth castmate.
Regardless,
Esme's favorite animal.
I don't like cats, but this one's not bad.
Oh! See, you're like one of the, I don't know how many guests have said that, but that's like such a compliment.
Well, look
he's
at
like
his eyes, too.
He's so sweet. He's a handsome boy.
He is.
Yeah, but definitely the music, and definitely some of the jokes we threw back and forth, and then, we just got close from there, right?
Aww. Slipped in there. She grew on me.
I
like
grew on her.
Zuzu grew on Esme. Esme was the animal I didn't like.
I will say, the thing is, you're just very misread right away.
Definitely.
And I misread you as well, because I thought, I'm going to be honest, I thought you were kind of like going to be a mean girl. That's my first impression of you.
No
when I first started working with
way!
you did not introduce yourself to me. And because you were, and so I was just like, okay. And then I had already heard from other people that like you're just who you are.
Wait for me to just set the bar low, so anything I do is so good above it.
You were nice.
Under promise
nice.
and over deliver.
Right. And you know what? I bring that same mentality to the food and beverage industry, honestly.
Now that I know you, like I feel like I know you a lot more now, obviously. Right. I was so wrong off the first impression. I just misread you, and so that was
might have been an off day. An off.
Yeah. An off day.
You get one every
like
so 6 months.
I'm so lucky to know you, though.
Right.
Like you really are like such a dope person, and you're so sweet, and you have such a big heart. You really, really have good intentions. Like you're a good person. So I'm really happy that this luxury downtown spot brought us together.
Right. Oh, that's
my
so
first
nice
impression
to
of you, though.
Oh, no.
No, you were. I was so intimidated by you.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Everybody had said you were like this amazing, beautiful, like so good at your job. Like literally, I was like, fuck, I gotta get her to like me or else I'm out. Because also, I'm lying about coming into this space with experience. I was like, she's gonna sniff me out. I was so scared. But you were really nice. And I remember you had to like buff your boots with olive oil. And I was like, oh, that's a good trick.
Yeah.
But no, you were cool. You just know what you're doing. Like you hold this like confidence about you that you just want to be like, yeah, I want to be like her. Like I want to perform like her. So yeah, that was my first impression of you.
Mm-hmm. I was so intimidated by you right off the bat too, because you knew everybody.
Yes.
Not only everybody in that space, but everybody that would come in too. And I was sitting there and I'm just, some young buck from the country, you know, moving down to the city.
The big city.
The big city bartending scene. And
I feel like that always was weird with new people coming in, because I had been there for so long before we even, like, hired people ever. Like, so it's like every new person was just, like, brand new, and I'm over here, been there for 3 years.
But everyone loved you. Like, people still talk to you and miss you and stuff. Like, you had a good impact on that place. Sadly, she doesn't work there anymore, but
R.I.P. Well, her space kind of got taken away permanently, but not permanently, so...
I think it looks better. They still have to do the bar, apparently.
I thought it was supposed to open in 2
What
weeks.
is new? What is new? That's every single thing that they put in that space.
They originally put down the white carpet.
Why would you do
Minnesota?
that in a cocktail lounge? In Minnesota.
Right in the front door, too. Like, not even time to get the shoes clean.
No. Literally. No, that's such a good point.
That was crazy.
How long have both of you been in the restaurant industry?
Too long.
I'll tell you something. Too fucking long.
I literally started dishwasher, or no, not even before that. Like, my aunt and uncle owned a coffee bar in Centennial Lakes.
Oh,
so
really?
I was a barista when I was like 12.
Dang!
Child labor laws aside, like it was
Allegedly.
it was family owned.
Wow.
But yeah, then
years old?
and then I dishwashed at this dinky ass little place in my hometown. I was serving when I was like 15. Like, I have been doing this forever.
But it's a fun industry to work in, I will say. Like, what has kept you here so long?
I think, yeah, it's fun. The money, the flexibility is probably the biggest part, though. Like, I can work a ton in a short period of time and then, like, take off as much time as I want. Or I can survive off working 3 days a week. Like,
it's hard to get out of. It's hard to get out of.
I just tried to.
I sit there and I'm at the end of my rope, and then the direct deposit hits. I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, but there's a concert coming up. I do need fast cash, but then you say
cash.
I don't see myself leaving this industry for a very long time, like, entirely. I probably will venture out and do other things. I'm trying to, like, work for myself eventually one day. So I think I'll venture out, but it's such good money. Like, there's no way I could just stop completely. It's addicting.
Yeah.
addicting.
On a good day. When it's slow, it's like fucking pulling, like, one hair out by one.
Literal eyelash. Eyelash.
I cannot stand it when it's slow. Like, oh my god, it's
I
That was
just
the
bring
thing
a
for-
book now. I'm like,
See,
zero fucks given.
I want to get to that level.
redacted.
I don't feel like our management would allow me.
That's when you take the milk crate from the back, set that behind the bar, crouch down, have your book open. I've been trying to read more books, like psych-heavy books.
Yes.
You know, why not? You know.
She's getting her master's.
She's smart.
She miseducated over
Tell
here.
them I'm smart. Because then they're
She
going to
is
come in, they're
smart.
going to think that I
Sorry.
need to do my job good.
No, she's smart. Sorry to break the news to y'all.
Some of the smartest people I know could never work in the service industry.
Oh,
That's
yeah, no,
so real.
You have to be bred a little different to even survive it, because that kitchen's reckless. First of all,
Y'all's kitchen.
We
Oh,
do
that's
not
normal.
want to talk about our kitchen.
It's my first real experience, so that's just what I thought it was like. Oh, that's not normal.
That is not normal whatsoever.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
No, the kitchen now. I work in a new luxury space downtown.
She's like, better.
Better. No, it is run better, but mostly because, like, we have staff, like, there is support. So, like, the kitchen is fully staffed. It's also open, so people are seeing what goes down, so you can't have, like,
The fuckery.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum walking around in the back.
Damn, that's gotta be so different.
It is nice. It is kind of serious. It's less fun, though, for sure. Well, it's less entertaining. They're just, like, doing their
Less
job.
things to get away with, personally, which makes work way more fun for me.
Like, I was just gonna say,
I like to just push the envelope, see how far I can go without getting fired, and then that just becomes a new norm. That's not good. Don't do that.
See, I'm Miss Perfect at first, and then I see where I can wiggle.
See, that was kind of my first impression of you, though, because you worked AM, and that was a different beast.
That
like,
was a different beast.
PM's pretty chill. On the weekends, it could get, like, a little hairy here and there. I mean, depending on who's in town as well and, like, what's going on.
Yes.
But on those slow nights, nobody was in. Doesn't matter who's in town. Everybody's coming down for breakfast in the morning.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, this space that we all worked at, too, was the only source of food and beverage in the hotel.
Yep.
Yeah, so
like no
running our
convenience,
asses
no
off. Nothing. No hostess, no food runner. We were operating as a restaurant without actually being a restaurant.
So true, but I learned so quickly doing that.
You do.
Being thrown into that, I'm so
it's
fast.
It's swim or drown.
It's the best. It is. So now when we had that conversation about like new people learning on the well, honestly, that's probably how I'd want to do it too, because you learn so fast when you have to do it. You have
seriously.
to like figure out faster processes to get this done. I don't know.
And if you care too, that's already like half the battle. Because if you care to a certain amount or a certain extent, and then you have to learn on the fly, it comes a lot quicker. But that was
I cared too much. I'm like, this job does not fucking matter. Why am I stressing out? But like, that's how I am.
That's what
the only thing I care about is my money.
Right.
And, like, so I'm there to make money, and I'm going to make more money if I'm doing a good job and I'm like being nice and I'm being attentive. Like, I'm gonna make more money, and so it does make it easier, I think, if you just go with that mindset. Like, do I really care about these like overcooked eggs that I'm serving? No, but I do care if they don't tip me 20% on the shitty eggs. So
And I know it's my job, and I agree with all that. When they fucking ask for so many modifications and all this, and they're doing the most, those type of people really irritate me. And then those are the people who don't even tip 20%.
Oh, it's always that.
And it just drives me insane. Like, and that's where I really get triggered at work.
In that space too, we didn't have a food runner, so we had to go all the way downstairs to get the food that was illy prepared, and we bring it up and serve it to them with confidence because you.
And if it was wrong, you just have to like shuffle, stomp your ass back down the stairs. Like.
Yeah, sure. Anything else I can get you.
We had a phone up there.
Ketchup.
We had a phone system. Remember? That shit.
There was
work,
no
though.
one to bring it.
Nobody to answer the other end of that phone though.
That's crazy. Esme, how long have you been working in the restaurant industry?
Since I was 14. Yeah.
What was your first job?
My first job was a hostess at a sports bar and grill, and I stayed there for the duration of high school, but I started as the youngest person in the entire place. So I was working with all these UWEC kids, and I'm learning. I'm learning really fast what it's like.
She's from a Catholic school too, mind you.
Explaining so much. Wow, you learn something new every day.
I was saving that one for the podcast.
Oh my gosh.
No, because I went to Catholic school and I went to school all day. Then I either worked or I had soccer practice. And then I was up doing homework until late hours of the night, waking up and going lifting in the morning. So I was sitting there. So these shifts, by the way, are like gruesome. Because we didn't have any food runners or anything like that, so the hostess were bussing, moving tables, seating, and making, literally, to the, it was way too much. It was way too much. But I did that, and then I did that until I graduated, then I went off to college, and then I came back one summer and worked at Applebee's. Dude, that was the Wild West. The Wild West.
Really?
I had a dude throw a steak at me one time.
What?
Yeah.
Anyone ever? What are you supposed to do in that scenario?
That's when you disassociate.
I wouldn't even throw it. I would smack him across the face with it. Like,
I'd pick up that sirloin.
I swear to God, if you ever. To be fair, at Applebee's, it was probably like this thick.
No, that was the thing too. Is that I set it down and he had eaten like at least a quarter of it.
Of course.
Like enough for it to be noticeable to like point out. But first, like, who goes to Applebee's for a good steak? I mean, you could go so many places that serve shitty steaks that are less shitty than that, right?
And even Chili's would be like a step above that.
Exactly.
So
he's like complaining about it. I'm taking it off his table, and he grabs it back from me and kind of like slams it.
No.
The steak goes flying. He asked me for a to-go box for the bad steak, and then we had to refire another whole steak for him. And then my manager Compton, I was like, "What the fuck are we doing here?"
No, you don't, and you don't keep the food that you're complaining about.
No,
what are you talking about?
But that manager quite literally wanted to end their life. So they just, sitting over at the table like, I don't fucking care. Give him another steak. And I'm like, yeah, but he tossed the plate at me.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That's fucked up. And you're like 15.
No. At that point, I was 18. Because that was
you still look 15 now.
Still
so
looked. Yes, I was a cherub. Then I came back for the next 2 summers and worked at a growler fill joint. And that's when it was like...
A what?
A growler fill joint. Like it's a brewing establishment.
Like the big beer.
They have like
containers
75
and,
different
to go and stuff.
taps and stuff. Yeah. And that was during COVID too. So
That's
we were
some
only doing...
Wisconsin ass shit.
Do you want to hear some even more
Growler
Wisconsin ass?
filling still open during COVID.
And we were doing carryout because beer is an essential business in Wisconsin.
Oh, I know. I know.
But I was
I
the
don't want to
only...
disrespect your culture.
I was the only girl working with like a bunch of 30-year-old white dudes. But I learned a lot.
Once again.
I learned a lot.
So much is making
It's all
sense
coming
now.
together.
That is so funny.
And then I lived in Duluth, so I worked at Ficker's over there and the Raskeller, which was this cool underground speakeasy. And I moved to Minneapolis and started grad school, and needed to get a job. And I thought to myself, well, you know what? I bet the luxury business makes a lot of money, so I'm gonna go ahead and bartend. I
Sure as shit.
hadn't cocktail bartended in a minute, by the way.
Oh, I know.
That's why I was intimidated to work with you, because you could sniff us out.
But listen, I've been used to being told like, man, dude, what are you doing here? So I leaned into it because it's like, fuck it. What am I gonna do? I have to go to school.
Good.
I have to
That's a really
wake up.
good
You know what I
way to
mean?
live.
Like this is not what I'm doing. So fuck it. Who cares?
I love that.
I'm just gonna
attitude.
clock in, clock out, make my money, get my degree, and fucking bolt. But
for real.
I love
good.
that attitude when you were working alone. I am doing this for a living.
to be fair, when things got hairy, I just I volunteered to be a barback. Volunteered. I would be her bitch at work. I would run stuff for you, and I mean as it should have been at the time because I really didn't know what I was doing. Like I could make a Bloody Mary, I could pour a beer.
You want a Tito soda? I have got the
dude,
best Tito soda.
Highball glass?
Make,
I know
but
what that
not much
is.
goes in it. 2 ounces or something?
All I want to do was
Depends where
yap
you
with
work,
customers. And maybe like make a cute drink here and there.
You're
All I
very
wanted
good
to
at
do.
talking to customers.
I
You are.
just wanted to talk to people.
You're like, and action. Hey guys!
But that bar specifically was a stage. I was actually having a conversation. Like, people at my new place asked me a lot which one I like better, because unfortunately a lot of the residents from our previous location come into this new place.
Oh, they do.
Oh, they do. Oh, they do.
Oh, you didn't hear about this?
A lot of like people that have toured there or stayed there or whatever also stay adjacent to this new place that I work. So they're always like, oh, like, how do you like this comparatively? Everyone at my new place is very serious, but it's like, it's so busy all the time that we don't have as much time to like talk to customers like we did at the last place. Like I'm making drinks the whole time. Like I'm not really yapping, so I don't feel like I'm on stage as much, and that is one thing that I do enjoy.
Nice. That's really
nice. Because I would go home from the luxury spot and be so like mentally exhausted.
Yes.
And so like frustrated with humanity based on some of the things that I had been told there, that I'm just like, I can't process this. Like I need therapy just to be able to continue to do this
That's
job.
so real. No,
And I
for
was
real.
already having those conversations like in school, which is why when I came to work it was just dissociation. I don't remember the last time I was like fully conscious at work. I'm not kidding, it's been a while and it's been back to those days.
Yeah.
But that was my first impression of you, is that I saw you and I hadn't formally had a conversation with you, but I had seen you when you were leaving and I was coming in, and I was talking to our bartender, barista, the swing shift, and they're like, oh my gosh, she's great, this. Never had like a full conversation with you. Then I got invited to your birthday party.
So that
and I was
happened
sitting there,
after we worked together?
we worked maybe once
you
or
see what
twice
I mean?
together.
No, we didn't have a real conversation.
Right.
The impression I got from you, I was like, why are we not talking?
Which is so
I don't think you
weird.
and I really talked much either.
I was probably nervous, honestly.
I'm
was
also
just like,
loud,
oh,
so.
here's another black girl, hell yeah.
Hey!
Like, she does her shit? Okay, cool.
I that's my thing. When I'm at work, I am a very hard worker. Even if I don't like what I'm doing, I can't it's hard for me to go less unless I'm really in a bad space, like, and I just don't care. But I just have to try not my best, but, like, I have to do it right. And it's
I know, but you're so, like, even when you're interacting with people, and it's a beautiful thing for you to pick up on that, but then hear it from other people, too. Like, I had already heard that you had this vibrant personality that was so fun to be around with, especially at work when work fucking sucks. And then seeing it for myself and actually experiencing it, I was like, oh my God. Not shocked, first of all, because I already, you know, knew that, but it was your birthday party. It was like outside of work, and then it was at work, and then we just continued to work together and continued to be on the same shifts once we moved down into the new space. And I actually genuinely get excited week after week. Every Friday, if either one of us text each other like, see you tonight,
I know.
I'm sitting there just like,
nice. It is, because it's like my last day, your first day.
Right.
Shifts. And it's just, no, it's nice because, like, I do consider us friends outside of work, obviously. And so, but sometimes life gets busy, so seeing you at work is, like, the time I get to see you. So it's nice to catch up with you, and it's just, like, good energy.
Yeah.
But also, like, some days, I bet we all can relate to this, like, if I'm not in a good mental space going into work, like, I just want to shut completely down and just do my job, and I feel so bad because sometimes, like, you're not on that, like, you're in a good mood, and you're like, what's wrong? Like, I can't talk, like, I just need to fucking work right now. I can't talk about it, I can't get into it, I just need to, like, put my head down and, like, forget for a while. And that's, like, the hard thing of being friends with your coworkers, because you can't separate it as easy. Or maybe some people are just better at balancing it, but for me, like, I really need moments to just not dissociate almost a little bit.
I work with all men now, so it's like even on bad days, I'm like, they can tell that something's wrong, but they don't press me about it. I'm like, smart of you.
Very intelligent. What are some of your guys' serving or, like, service industry icks you get from customers?
From customers?
Yeah.
Where do you begin?
Yeah. I got a laundry list.
I'll start for mine. I really, like, what irks me more than anything is the modifications. Like, I mean, maybe not more than anything, but, like, I get it, but it's the most extreme ones sometimes. I'm like, why do you go out to eat? Like, and this doesn't seem like a dietary restriction. It's a choice, and you're able to make it, but it's so annoying to me. And then I have to go communicate that to the kitchen and argue with them as if I'm eating this myself. Like, I'm not eating this. This is a customer asking, and I'm the one in the middleman, and I hate that. It's so annoying.
It is frustrating because I feel like the kitchen takes it out on servers or, like, bartenders.
Exactly.
Like, do you think I'm coming in here asking for this crazy shit? If you make me a grilled cheese, I will kiss your feet. Like,
I'm grateful when you guys mess up something. Yeah, literally.
Oh, that's especially true for bulking in the winter, which is what I'm currently doing. I'm garbage can. I think they call me garbage can in the back now.
They better not. That's so fucking disrespectful.
But I'll eat everything.
You garbage can.
Redacted.
When one of the chefs will make comments like, I know you like to try food. You work in a restaurant.
What does that mean?
Like, yeah, I do. I like to eat. I'm sorry.
I gotta ask. Damn.
I'm like, I won't eat your food anymore.
Okay, Jack Skellington.
You're right.
I'd love to try food, just not yours.
Another ick of mine is when people come into our space, our environment, and they ask us to turn the fucking music down.
That's what I was gonna say.
Or change it.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, did you book us out? I'm sorry, is this your home? Why would you ever think you can go into somebody else's establishment and change their environment for your comfort? It's the old white people that do it. I'm just gonna say, you guys need to get your shit together.
We had a woman argue with us about it during. Like,
I always back you up.
Get you, baby. Figure it out.
Oh, we had a woman argue with my manager about it during Christmas time because we had Christmas music playing, and we played pretty cool Christmas music. I found like a house like Cascade Christmas album type, so it wasn't terrible. And they were like, can't we play like? They played different music last night. My manager was just like, I'm sorry, like our GM of the hotel like requested that we only play Christmas music during this time. Like, it's a Christmas themed bar. We have Christmas lights up. We have Christmas themed drinks. It's Christmas time.
Oh my God.
Like, I can give you a couple more reasons.
Right. I'm not making you listen to Mariah Carey. Like, please just shut the fuck up. And this woman just went off and like bitched forever. And then we ended up changing it. And so now I'm surrounded by Christmas, but I'm listening to freaking like Ludicrous. I'm just like, this is ludicrous. Like this, I felt it was so disorienting too. I'm like, looking out, the lights are twinkling, fucking back that ass up as you through the speakers.
You're like, I'm feeling the Christmas spirit.
Yeah,
That's actually what I was gonna say too, though. The accommodations, because we work in I mean, you know what the space that we work in as well, but it's a dimly lit speakeasy. Yes. We got candles, we got tequila, we got, a back tequila room. It's very like intimate. At least that's what they want it to be.
It's marketed as such.
It's marketed as such. Like,
not marketed as a bright space for meetings.
Right. So when people bring in strollers, when people bring in their kids that are competing in a gymnastics tournament across the street, I'm like, Linda, get your ass out of here. I'm not pushing together all my tables in my section, plus 2 other tables from other server sections, which means that they don't get those. I need to stop being like.
I love it. I love the passion. I love the energy.
They don't get those tables, and all of a sudden it's like a 25 top.
For you all to share fries and
of
order
children,
50
and split the bill.
Shirley fucking temples that I have to run upstairs for.
And
at
split
this
the bill.
Mexican restaurant, do you serve burgers?
Do you have any wings? I hate. That's another egg. If you don't see it on the menu, it's not on the menu.
Oh my god!
Right.
So I have a story for that. So just literally, this was maybe like 4 days ago. So this guy comes up to me and he's a guest. I work in a bar in a hotel. That's just like, I mean, they're everywhere. So he's a guest at the hotel. And I see him like talking to the front desk, and then he walks over to me and he's like, "Oh, I want to order some food to go for my room, because we don't do room service, but they can order it from the bar." And then like, if it's really if we have the time, we will bring it up to them or whatever. So he's like, "I want to order food for my room," and I assume he had seen the menu because they're given a menu, and he's like, "Yeah, I want to order like salmon or something," and we have a salmon on the menu. So I'm like, "Oh, he's already seen it." So he's like. I was like, "Okay, what can I get for you?" And he's like, well, actually, let me see the menu again. So I bring it over to him, and then he just starts asking me, he's like, "Do you have salmon with mashed potatoes?" I was like, "No, we have salmon with blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "Oh, do you have a burger that's served this way?" I was like, "No, we have a burger that looks like this." "Do you have wings?" I said, "No." He's like, "Do you have nachos?" I said, "Nigga."
Like, look at the fucking
And then I'm
menu.
like, I said, "The menu is right here." And he's just like, "I can't read." It took everything.
What do you
in me.
mean? I can't.
You asked to see the menu.
My name is Jacob. I'm 19. I never learned how to fucking read.
I believe he was like, "I can't read in English." Because he did have an accent, but I was just
plug
like,
out Google Translate and figure it out.
But
I'm sorry.
The fact that he asked to see the menu.
Why are you even looking? Just ask me then.
And I told him, and like I was telling him too. I was like, "We don't have mashed potatoes, but this is what we do have. We don't have." He wanted asparagus. I was like, "We don't have asparagus right now, but we do have Brussels sprouts."
You see, she's
like,
good at the
very easy. Like, we don't have mashed potatoes, but we got some damn good French fries. Like,
you can make your own.
you can literally mash the potato.
do your own or build your own.
And yeah, he did not order anything, and but he did go to the front desk, and actually he might have ordered through them. But yeah, I was just like that. Of like. The whole interaction was it was a waste of my time, it was a waste of your time, sir.
And if I'm like not doing anything, you can catch me on a good day, I'll be nice with that, but most times that's gonna just annoy me. Like that's the part of the job that is very tedious.
I just say we don't have it or we can't do it, knowing full well that if they've already been here and dined and like gotten that accommodation, that I just straight up lied to their face. And I just played off.
I like that about this place is that we really don't do modifications. Like it is the way it is, and if you want something different, you're within walking distance to like 10 different restaurants.
See,
like,
I would love to say that to some customers sometimes.
But we don't have the steady business or the steady, cash flow to be able to do that. Like they're making so much money over there. So they can straight up be like, "We're not doing modifications. We're not, none of that." Right?
We don't have time. The time that it would take to account for a modification in that kitchen would lose money. Like, we would lose money.
And you already have like 20
Compared to
espresso
just
martinis you have to make at that point. So, running back and forth isn't exactly an option.
Is that an ick of yours?
Espresso martinis.
Never
are
order an
my ick.
espresso martini.
Oh my god, New Year's Eve. I actually thought my shoulder dislocated.
That was probably such a good workout, though.
I did.
You're
I did.
ripped.
My back is getting huge, guys.
She's got a Dorito on her back.
Oh, what's that?
I got that triangle back.
That triangle.
There's so many.
That's so funny.
I just did this as a triangle. That's
It's okay.
that's numerous sides. That's like
You-
5 sides.
I'm not going in
You
six
better,
sides.
yeah.
6 sides? 5 sides.
Math 9 is
I had to
We're gonna
figure
move
that
on
out.
because this is. I'm just kidding. Ezra, do you have any serving or bartending icks?
Icks, well, definitely the fact that we're branded as one thing, and then people come in and expect that we're gonna do something completely different.
Yes, that does get very annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
You're
see
in a
your
restaurant.
Like we can say that. We are literally an agave specialty cocktail restaurant. People will come in asking for all these variations of other drinks. I'm like, why did you come here if you don't even like tequila?
They're looking at us like you don't have the best whiskey selection. I'm like, but we do have tequila.
Yeah,
May
yeah.
I get you a
Bottle.
buck
You
with all our
The
tequila
literal
in it?
best tequila
400
selection.
to choose from, and you want to drink Captain.
Ooh,
That's
mine-
insane.
My ick is definitely when somebody orders a margarita with no salt, and then they get it like skinny or something like that, so there's just hardly any agave in there. I'm like, so you want lime juice and tequila?
You want a
with
ranch
like a
water.
little bit of
You want a ranch
corn
water,
like
yeah.
Ranch water.
Yeah.
You want a ranch water?
I don't even make skinny margaritas, actually. If someone orders a skinny margarita, I make it normal. Because the calorie part's not coming from the 0.5
I know.
ounces of
Girl, that are
agave.
skinny.
It is coming from the 2 ounces of tequila and a half ounce of triple
And then their
sec.
ass will order the short rib, and I'm like, you're not doing yourself a service
That
here.
short
Like
is
if you're,
so fire.
It is.
oh, it is.
Whoa, I want one. I hope we mess one up this week.
Diet Coke drinkers. Diet Coke drinkers are my ick.
Why?
My serving ick. We used to call them Diet Crap drinkers. We
Ooh.
knew like when I was actually serving. Yes, you. I'm talking about.
I will
you.
rip like
Okay,
3
I need to
shifts.
hear this, and then I need to hear why is it so good. I don't understand the addiction to Diet Coke. Like it's like a thing.
I'll no.
Yeah,
We'll come
okay.
back. We'll come back after the break.
I used to, I'll talk about this. So I used to work. My first hard serving job was at Big Bowl. So
yeah.
the like Asian and Thai food place. So it is like salty, spicy food. Whatever people are drinking, they're drinking a lot of usually. But if we had someone that ordered a Diet Coke, it would automatically be a pitcher at the table because they are drinking like 15 of them
Oh
bitches
my
in
God.
a sitting.
It's so bad for you.
It's
Just because
so
it says
bad.
diet, like,
And
I
right.
think they feel.
You're not
it's like
fooling
water.
anybody.
That part, and I'm like, first of all, you're eating Big Bowl. You know how much MSG is in like your food right now. Like, you know how much sugar is in the food alone. Like that Diet Coke is not. You're not
the least
saving
of your
it.
worries.
Also, aspartame is horrible for you.
I love it.
That's that taste.
I love
that
it.
must be the crack in it. That aspartame.
It's like the fizzy feeling when it goes through my lips,
Isn't
down
every
my throat,
soda, though?
into my stomach.
Yeah,
and
people-
just
what about Sprite?
Diet
Hop-
Coke. People
Yeah, what about-
love Diet Coke.
Here's
like,
the thing:
over
is that
anything.
when
Not
you
Coke
drink,
Zero.
you drink Coke for the longest time, and then you switch to Diet Coke, and you go, "This is ass. This sucks." But then you just consistently drink it, and then by the time you get used to it, you try regular Coke or like a regular Dr Pepper, and you're like, "That's a lot of sugar."
I can only take like a sip
Stockholm
of pop at a
syndrome.
time. I don't know what it
I
is.
love
I'm
it.
not a big
I'm
person.
so
I love
I
a
am
juice
such an
girl.
avid
Love
Diet
juice.
Coke drinker.
Love a juice.
I'm such an avid Diet Coke drinker. I could tell between
Oh
a
yeah. I'm gonna clip this.
plastic bottle, a can, one of those skinny like Mexican
we did
Cokes,
talk about this.
and then like it off the gun. I could tell. You line them up for me, done.
What's the
Easy.
best tasting one?
Oh,
out of
out
those?
of the bottles when you get like Panda Express or some just high sodium meal. Game's on. Sit down on the couch. Minute you just crack.
So bottle is the best form.
Well,
I think
it stimulates all your
McDonald's-
senses.
McDonald's fountain soda.
What are they doing to their drinks? I heard their Sprite is like
It's
like
electric.
Yeah,
That's like you.
shocks
That's like you
everything.
take a Victorian child, you give them a Sprite, and they're like, "What is
Fucking
this?"
eyelashes.
I think it is. I think they do actually supercharge their soda water in their sodas. So we have a supercharged soda machine
Oh.
at my spot as well,
I don't even know what this
and it is. It's
a thing.
crazy.
it's crazy.
It's a
It
thing.
literally
It's a thing.
tastes electric, like it shocks your tongue almost.
I like it.
Okay.
It
So I mix it with
stimulates
juice.
all your senses. It stimulates all your senses. It's the feeling. You can feel it. You can taste it. Sometimes you
full
can smell it.
experience.
Sometimes you watch the bubbles go, and you're like, "Whoa, whoa,
That's gonna be crazy.
that's gonna taste so crisp."
Esme's just stimming the entire time.
No, that's why she didn't like me when we first started. Is because I swear to God, I was stimming the entire time I was working. Minute
yeah.
I clock in,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, understandable.
What are some crazy stories you guys have from working in the industry? I know you guys have some wild ones.
Tell her about our old boss.
Oh, yeah. This is a good one.
Which one?
Right.
Which old boss? We had this manager who actually I followed to this new spot that I'm at, and she's since no longer there either.
Right.
And I feel like, yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that a lot of people in the service industry, like, have drinking problems.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's too easy. Like, you're surrounded by alcohol all the time.
It makes tolerating customers a lot easier.
Yes.
People
like,
want to take shots with you, too,
yeah,
and you're
and
like,
it's
oh
just,
my
like,
God, a
it's easy to
$50
get
tip would be
into.
sick right now. I guess I'll take a shot.
So we had a manager who liked to partake, and she was, like, in and out of programs. I feel bad. I hope she never.
I know.
Yeah, right.
We can cut some things
No,
out.
we genuinely wish her well. She was a good person.
Dude,
Well,
no, she was.
I never met her.
Well,
Okay, she was great.
We all have our things. We all have our demons.
I don't even know how to
She
talk
was
talk
great.
about hers.
She was great to see for short periods of time, sometimes during the week.
Yes, and when you needed it, like in
Very
the thick of it, she was back behind the bar. Like,
Right.
blessing
She would get my
her.
way,
I don't know
but
when
the
you did.
effort
That's
Definitely,
was
definitely.
Sometimes managers are all there, but they don't help at all.
No.
So that's good.
Nope.
Honestly, yeah, would rather have to deal with the bullshit occasionally and have that than like have someone who sits in their car doing payroll the entire shift.
I guess the thing is that at this space we've gone through so many different management positions, so many different higher ups. I swear to God, all of them blend together, but they all overlap too. So our managers had shit going on behind the scenes that none of us knew about, but then we clock into work and hear all about it. So it's like a reality TV series.
It was.
Swear to God.
So yeah, this manager allegedly had relations with a few customers, a couple other managers, someone I now have relations with.
I forgot that part.
You just saw the light drain from my face.
Yeah, it's not fantastic. So she was interesting. Had to drive her home a few times after work.
Apartment was interesting. Episode on TLC for sure.
Full of snakes was where that started, and then it was just like.
Back up. Did you just say she had pet snakes?
No. Her house was infested with snakes.
Yes, and she had like 4 dogs too. 4 dogs.
What do you mean? Because if there's
It had an odor.
I'm not staying here.
She was
It
trying
had
to
an
get out-
odor.
That's why she was trying to get out of her lease for the longest time because.
Snakes?
Yes, she showed me a picture under like.
No!
Yeah. It was
No! I couldn't shower. I couldn't do
completely-
anything.
I don't know that
completely
she
forgot
did.
about this. She had good weed though.
That's fine. You see balance.
I think the weirdest stories always come up in our setting because, like you said, it's basically a stage. You're in front of everybody that works in the hotel, like the valet, the front desk, in-room dining. You got customers, you got residents, you got people from both, spaces that are restaurants in the building as well. And everybody was like friends or had some lore that was just insane, like continual lore, where every single time you clock in, they give you updates on this insane story that you didn't even think was true.
It really was lit. It's like working in a TV show, like a scripted TV show, like a sitcom.
You couldn't make up the stuff.
There
Like,
are
there's so many
episodes
things
that are
happen where I'm
planned,
like,
yes.
No, I feel like my
This would
craziest...
never fucking fly in any other establishment.
No. I feel like my craziest stories were always the residents, and for some reason, like, but there it's like, and like I said, I see them outside of that place now, but there, it was just like they were, obviously it's their home, kind of, it's the bar in the basement of where they live.
Yeah.
But they just felt so comfortable. Like, they don't act like that now. Like, for example, I see the resident who, you guys would know him. He would frequent the bar with younger women.
Yes.
Who he was paying for. And he owned a few condos in this place. I think he had like 4. And then he was trying to get rid of all of them very quickly after all the what's his nuts stuff came out.
Allegations.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which, you know, shocking. And so there was residents, I think they moved out before you started working there. But they were a little younger, so I was kind of close with them. It was a guy and his girlfriend. And they were touring one of his apartments. And they found, like... I'll start with the funniest and go to the weirdest. So the funniest part was that they found... The wallpaper in the bathroom was, like, abstract lines, but it was people fucking.
Oh.
So it was, like, art, but, like, not art.
Oh, he had some freaky shit if he's putting that in his
So
bathroom.
then there was, like sex toys everywhere. A bed with, like bondage stuff attached to it. Mind you, he had this...
Out while people are touring
this apartment.
He's letting that freak play.
Hidden cameras everywhere.
Yeah,
like,
that doesn't shock me.
Crazy.
That's some Diddy stuff.
It's literal.
No,
Diddy.
it is. He would come down.
Literal Diddy.
Right. He would come down to the lobby bar, meeting his dates, and keep in mind, every single one of his dates had my build, my stature, my hair color. So he's sitting there chatting with me before he meets up with them. They leave, and he stays. I'm like, it got to a point where I was sitting there, I'm like, I genuinely do not want to talk to you. Every time I see you, I swear under my breath before you come and sit down. I had to be completely honest with him. Thank God he took it well, but that was a gamble. But it got bad at one point. I was sitting there, I'm like, I feel crazy.
That makes me
He
so
was
uncomfortable.
He was uncomfortable. He was like, I would say that was the worst, besides the swingers. So funny enough, I had this guy, this gentleman had just moved to Minneapolis, like, when I was right at the end of leaving there, and he was touring the swingers place. He ended up not purchasing that, but he actually purchased right next to where I work now. So he comes in all the time. So he was in actually literally not yesterday, but the day before. And he's like, oh, have you seen the swingers or anything? And all my coworkers are standing there. So then I have to tell this story.
So what had happened
so what had happened was we had this couple of swingers that owned a residence in the previous luxury. The more I tell these stories, the less luxury.
Right.
Knock down on the luxury pen.
That's why I'm saying it's a reality TV show.
Like, if anyone watching this can somehow get a producer and a crew to...
Like, I've got stories.
She'll come back. And we will have the
stories.
best hit show coming out of Minnesota.
Oh my God.
But so it was actually like a running theme with them. So we would have hotel guests come and they would like troll the hotel guests and convince them to come up and drink. Like they have very nice wine. I mean, they're loaded. Like all these people are loaded, which is in itself insane. They had like an incredible art collection. They really did. And like they were big wine drinkers, so they had great wine, and they would convince these people to come up and see whatever they had. And eventually, like, it was a known thing that they would go up and the husband would go to the bathroom and while the wife was showing off whatever, and when he came out he would be naked.
Jump scare.
And this, I mean, he is like an old man.
Oh my God!
Yes, not, so I eventually had to get to the point, and like multiple hotel guests had told me this, so then it got to the point where I would like warn people when I saw it happening, and I would be like, just so you know, this is what you were getting into, and some people believed me and some people didn't. But when they didn't believe me, they'd come back down and be like, I really didn't think that you were serious.
And you'd be sitting there polishing a wine glass like, I told you.
Hate to say I told you so, but...
You like put a check mark, another one bites the
Literally,
dust.
dude,
You're literally like the wizard on the side quest.
my
You have all these
God.
characters come in and you're like, so you fucked around and found out. Would you like a drink?
Oh, that's great. That's crazy.
That was
Nothing I share could ever top.
that was nutty. That was nutty.
I think we have like I don't want to say serial killer because we don't know if these people are being killed.
What are you talking
A
about?
serial dater.
No,
We get serial killer vibes from.
No, found out he manages a strip club and he interviews his client. He interviews the talent.
Wait,
At
No,
Oral
because
King?
I've served him at least 12 times, and every time I'm talking, they're on a date.
Are you talking about Black Lives Matter guy? Who are you talking about? The dude that only dates black chicks?
Yes.
Yes, okay. I know. He brought in
Black
he-
lives Oh my god.
I mean, if there was ever a supporter, it'd be him.
Wow.
He's
So, okay, some backstory. So, that's crazy.
Two biggest contributors.
Oh my god. That is funny as fuck.
Here is your presidential medal of honor.
Holy shit.
he gets
Oh,
really
man.
political. He's worked for, the not Red Cross, Peace Corps. That's the thing, right?
How do you know this much
Wait,
on
is
him?
it literally?
I got curious.
No.
I got curious because it was super dead. He was there. Of course, he stays until we close. Like turn on the lights.
Hold on,
close.
before you give that, let's give some context of the background of this man. So
Oh.
this is what I presume to be white man. Now I'm questioning it.
He's very skinny.
white.
Got one dangly earring.
Oh, that dangly earring.
Wears wears like sports coats and but the the handkerchief are like all African country colors. That's why.
Wait, pause. Still, is he white?
He is
100% white. I'm
He's white.
positive.
He's white.
Dangly
But
earring
he-
gave it away.
Very.
I know a couple black
It's
men.
long.
Slight
It's big
chance-
though. It's big and it's
slight
long and
chance
it's one
he's
side.
a very light bright, but I'm almost certain he's white. Anyways, he comes.
You
in-
call really, really light skinned dudes light brights?
Light bright.
I'm
light bright.
You're a light bright for sure. But anyways, he comes and he has been since the beginning, since we've opened. He's come at least 15 times.
He came
since I've been
last
working.
night, dude.
Oh my god, this man don't quit. He's come. It's this white guy who comes and he brings a beautiful black woman as his date every single time, and he sits in the same spot. He'll seat himself. He doesn't even wait for the host. He'll
That's
sit
what he did.
himself in the back of the restaurant in the same fucking spot, and he acts like he's never been there every fucking time he comes. He'll pronounce names wrong. It pisses me off.
That's exactly what happened last night.
Like I would
Taz
be like,
did once.
I'd be like, oh, it's so good to see you again.
Welcome back. Good to see you again.
No, dude, he came in last night. He table for two, Liv's gonna fuck around with him and seat him somewhere else, and he's like, actually, can I just have this booth right over here? Manager redacted. Our manager comes over, never met the dude. He doesn't know the lore. We hadn't filled him in on this dude's backstory. So he's like, oh, 402, make yourself at home. I'll get some side plates, some silverware, some menus. Let me grab you guys some water.
I hate that he was being so nice to him.
And then I pulled him in the back and I was just like, buddy, you don't know what's going on, do you? And I had to fill him in, and of course our manager is just the most... Okay, he's
Golden
just
retriever.
the reason we know this is because one of our other coworkers looked up, found him on Instagram.
Yeah, I found
And
because I got his credit card.
Right. We are so bored at work. We are so bored at work.
If you're wondering if we Google you when you go to a restaurant,
Yes.
we do.
I follow. There was this one lady that pissed me off so much I followed her on LinkedIn.
I've never followed anyone.
I
but
will destroy
I
your
don't think-
career.
No, I follow.
That was my
Ask to
intention.
follow me, I'll follow them back.
That was my intention.
But anyways, yeah, I found him on Instagram, and he has these what are they? Dashikis? Dashakis?
Dasuki's
What the
Saki.
fuck are you guys talking? Dosakis.
Dashiki.
What the fuck is that?
And I'm light bright.
I know, my dad's gonna
I don't
just
know what
look
this
me up.
is. I'm white and I just don't know what this is.
It's like a traditional African attirement.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
How do I nicely say that it kind of looks like Scrubs with a
Yes, okay.
print
But
on
it's like
it?
that.
You just
He has
painted a
it-
visual picture for me, and it's
Man,
very
on
colorful.
his Instagram, he's white. He has himself in that, and I was like, "Oh, this man is for the culture for real." So
Oh
that's
yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
His name.
No,
Okay,
totally.
we'll post pictures after. You guys
Follow
can
our
check out.
page after. We'll post.
No, I would never. But yeah. So he after time 4, I'm like, dude, this guy is kind of weird. And every time it's a new date, what if he's a serial killer? Then we come around to time 20. This is not exaggerating. He really comes in this often.
This
and
is
acts
his
like he's
place.
never been there.
This is his place.
He acts like he thinks so.
Which sad.
One time,
I feel like he does it because it's
Dark.
not that, and it's not that popular of a local spot, like he could never come to my spot and do that.
Right.
Be like, I see you every weekend.
Right.
And I play into it because how am I gonna have a that's so awkward. But there's two things that happened. One time, a girl was like, excuse me, he went to the bathroom and then she was like, what do you think? And I was like,
don't ask me.
I wanted to tell you to run. Like, I wish I would have. I was like, yeah, he seems cool, but he ordered for her, and I was like, are you cool with him, like, ordering for
That
you?
was the weird
that
thing.
Was weird.
Going back to icks, by the way, hate it when people order for other people. I'm like, just speak. Because in my head, you don't even have a face to me right now. All you are is enchilada, pork carnitas, and fish baja. Like, that's all you are in my head.
I literally
so when people,
won't even listen. Like, I won't listen. That happens at the bar all the time. They'll come up and be like this guy on New Year's Eve was like, I need 10 espresso martinis. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. And then the rest of his group comes up and they all ordered something different. I was like, if I would have made you those 10 espresso martinis, they would have gone in your face.
Yes. Yes.
So that happened. And then he also, one night, he came in with one girl, left, and I served him, came back, put a coat on outside.
Right.
Came back in with 2 more different girls and sat in the same exact spot, acted like he had not just been there. I swear to God, I was like, I looked at him, like, are you for real right now?
That's sociopathic behavior.
It's weird. So I got his name and looked him up just in case we need to tell the cops.
But you are right. Every single one of their conversations sounds like a date. So
you're
the fact that
he's
might be a manager at a strip club and those are, his employees.
Let's go back to that, because how do you know this?
That's what I was told.
He told you that?
No.
Oh.
One of our other coworkers told me that. It just adds to the lore, though.
Damn.
I don't know. Maybe
I feel like that would... No, because then why would that girl ask you... Like,
right,
what do I
right.
think?
It's always been dates, I swear. Maybe there's been a few clients sprinkled in there, here and there.
Maybe when he leaves and comes back with
Right.
2,
Maybe
then those are the clients.
Maybe he's got to do one of those split person... He just switches.
That's
He's
just
a completely different guy.
Split.
It's a little spooky, so at least we have it on record. Now.
If y'all go missing,
Oh,
find the white man with the
please. In Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Oh my God.
Oh.
And one of my friends, I forgot to ask her about this. One of my friends is following him. That's been on this podcast too.
Oh, I know who it is.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I should ask.
She also work in the late night club industry.
Not anymore. No, I don't think she. No, she did it in Cali, but
That's the thing, though, is that we've been through so many, we've been through so many different managers, and our positions have switched so much with completely staying the same. It's been so, confusing. So whenever we have different managers, there's, like, a different set of rules. Mm-hmm. Like, we were doing pre-shifts and getting quizzed on the menu and stuff like that.
Don't bring that up, because if I don't want to ever do that stuff again. That's so stupid.
No.
I'm sorry, I just want to come in. I know the menu. We have 3 things on it.
I knew the menu and I didn't even work there.
And then we would have managers where it was
guy
like,
definitely knows the
dude.
menu.
Then we had.
No.
Sorry, I was very slow on that one, but yeah, he wrote it. He co-wrote it at this point.
Dude, but then we would have other managers where we were like, it was a party.
I know.
We had clientele. We were like, meeting people. It was fun.
Days.
We were doing Sunday fun days after a week of work.
That was fun. That's when work was fun. I think
that was
that's
out and
why,
about.
It's not the same anymore. That's all I can say.
Definitely not.
We're making money, and I'm grateful for that part. And it's like, at the end of the day, it is such an easy job.
Yes.
Like, we complain, but we are fucking serving tacos and tequila. I can't really complain that much. But yeah, it used to be a lot more fun.
Right.
That's why I was talking. I will say, like, that's the one thing I say when people ask me how I feel about, like, this new spot comparatively, and it's like, it is significantly more fun. I make less money. I do, like, a decent amount less, but it is way more fun. My mental health is, like, better.
Really?
Like, we have more, because there's just more support, and, like, everyone, like, is just there to do the job more. But I was talking to my coworker yesterday, and he said something that was, like, so funny to me. He's just like, this job is crazy, and we bitch about it, but, like, we are really getting paid someone is taking their hard-earned money,
Right.
and we are asking us for this liquid that makes you feel different, and we pour it and
Takes
hand
30
it to them,
seconds.
and then they give us more money.
It's so true, but that's what it is.
And if
That
you
is
can
literally my
you crack a joke, make them laugh, $10. Sit there, I'm like, that's another coffee.
And I will say, when people like give me compliments, like, "Oh, this is the best service I've," that shit does actually make me feel good.
Right,
Like, oh,
right,
thank you.
right.
Definitely.
Even if like some days I don't care, I do want people to have a good experience when they come out. Like
Right.
I do, like I'm someone who likes to put on events and host, so like that comes naturally to me. So I want my guests to feel that way too. Obviously, I'm not always in the best mood, but like I want people to walk away being like, that was a good experience. Like I do
Plus-
care about that.
Plus, it helps you with your social skills outside of work, too. Like, your tolerance for just everyday people that you interact with that may
True.
just get under your skin. I swear to God, I am able to take a step back. Be intentional, be aware.
That's true.
I'm like, you know what? This ain't that deep. This
so
ain't that deep.
real.
This ain't that deep.
Yes.
And
That
then,
dude,
you know,
person that cuts in line with or in front of me in the self checkout, like.
You do
It's
you.
not that
Get to
deep.
your next
Exactly.
destination safely.
Exactly.
Like, yeah. No,
Plus-
that's a good point.
yeah, and you have so many different types of interactions too, like very small, different, like soft skill interactions. And you carry that over into like meeting people that you genuinely care about, want to network with, want to impress. And you find yourself being able to hold conversations a lot easier because you're used to interacting with so many different types of people. And especially at that location, like we have people flying in for work, business professionals. Then we have, you know, drunks, homeless people. You know, we got it all. We got
have
the
it
residents,
all.
we got everybody.
The local drunk homeless people.
Oh my god, when we came into work and his picture was plastered over everything in the back, like, if you see this man, call the cops. I was like, what the fuck? I guess some old, were you working that shift?
No.
When the old guy, some drunk, I guess.
Yes,
he's
downstairs, but he was upstairs when that was going on.
Oh yeah. So he came in and he was like super drunk, ran up a tab at the upstairs restaurant, and then he fell asleep on the bar. And
Yes.
they could not wake him up for like a long time.
And you don't want to touch him, but you genuinely thought he was dead.
Yeah, apparently that.
Yeah.
that
Who was serving?
It was tough.
I actually don't know who was working. It was a Sunday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
Esme.
it was you.
Fuck, I think he came in
With
another
Liv.
time too.
Oh.
And I was working downstairs. But he was upstairs. I think that time might have been a Sunday when I wasn't working. Thank God. I would have just like taken a bunch of pens, taped them up, poked the guy, been like, get out.
Well, that's
Get
all,
out.
I mean, that's like, who served them? First of all, at all. That's like kind of, that's one of those things where you're just like, here's a beer, dude.
Here's a
Like,
Coors
See,
Light.
I've had to cut somebody off, but like, they were already on their way out pretty much, so it was fine. But that would
like
be so
over-serving
uncomfortable.
them, but also over-serving someone who like, you know, can't pay. So,
Yeah.
That's
That was gonna be my crazy customer story.
What is
I was
it?
working the lobby bar. I think it was New Year's Eve. I was working the lobby bar New Year's Eve.
That time that lady pissed all over the floor. while
That
sitting
was
in the chair.
crazy.
That's on video.
yeah,
That was. There is
You
film.
did that.
There is game time film of that.
You have to tell that after.
This dude came in clearly hammered. Actually, I should not say clearly hammered. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Maybe I did, serve him 1 or 2 glasses. He ordered white wine, so I was kind of like, okay, whatever. He was on something when he came in. He was on something. The reason I know this is because he was saying that his occupation was to track down sex offenders and annihilate them. He literally used the word eliminate, annihilate. I'm like, do you kill these people? But I also didn't want to ask that question because that's kind of scary. He also told me that, he was Norwegian. He's like not from around here. He was this big burly dude. He literally looked like Popeye, swear to God. Sits down at the bar, 2 glasses of white wine, okay? Gets like just way more animated. So like people will come up to the bar, get drinks, sit down for a little bit, like just flew in. He's trying to talk to them from like across the bar.
I get second-hand embarrassment.
It's
from
yeah.
that.
It's so
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
And like I said, like this bar isn't big, so you can hear, but it's still not appropriate to be like talking across the bar like that. Long story short, we tried to escort him out. He got up from the bar stool, collapsed.
Ooh.
We were like, what the fuck is going on? At this point thinking maybe he took something before and then the alcohol just knocked it out. He was posted up against the wall. This dude is like 300 plus pounds. big dude, leaned up against the wall. I'm bartending. We have 2 female front desk workers. No engineering.
Or like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, 3 feet tall. No engineering staff, so no dudes are like working, and we're scared. So we have to ask the fucking valet guys. These college kids. So they were trying to get him up. Right. So we're trying to get him up. He won't move. We took his wallet out of his pocket, bought him a room off his credit card, got a luggage dolly, rolled this dude on. Dude, brought him over to the, swear to God, brought him over to the elevator, hit whatever floor he was on, dumped him in his room, kept the door cracked, so then the, whoever, like, was taking over the night shift or whatever could go up and, like, check on him to make sure he didn't, like, choke on his own vomit or something like that. Crazy.
I was gonna say, as funny of a story as this is, Esme, whose fucking idea was that? Like, call 911.
We're just gonna keep him in a hotel on his dime.
Right. Like, call.
I don't know why we didn't call more important people. Now that I think back on it, that was like,
call the
why did we take that into our own hands?
I will give it to you, creative.
Yes,
A very creative solution, but you just took this unconscious man, paid for a hotel with his card,
put him on a dolly.
Heavy guy.
Dumped him in the room, keeping it a crack so anyone can go.
I'm sure
this is why I couldn't work with this.
I'm sure his torso was on the dolly,
but I was working with over there.
His legs were dragging behind. We were pushing that dolly. His legs were.
That was like a workout, I'm sure.
Yo,
that and the
hopefully
gal.
he never sees this.
Yes. This is a joke and all made up.
Yeah, this 100% did not happen. Completely fabricated that. All details too. Came up with those on the spot.
Yep.
Anyways,
my lawyer would advise me to.
The other one was the not a resident, but would really love to be a resident at our fine establishment. Takes her shoes off.
That girl?
Yes. Did she still come?
No. But
he peed?
No.
Oh, I was like, why?
This
the pier was
that
was funny.
That was a lapse. That was a lapse for sure.
Piss.
The 5 p.m. piss at the lobby bar.
It was so early. I had just gotten off.
The lady that I'm referring to,
though,
I
was just coming in.
Yeah,
that's how you started your
the lady that I'm referring to brought in this guy with her. We thought it was her husband, boyfriend. Found out later it was maybe her son. Then we found out later that they're coworkers or something. This dude,
70 different jobs that she had.
This guy that she brought in though was like infatuated with me for some fucking reason, and he was like one of those dudes where you could like, hey, how's it going? How's your day? And he'd be like, my day? And I'm like, oh God, what did I do? But he wrote me numerous love letters on those really nice linen napkins that we had.
Really scary.
And they were really scary messages. He overheard me talk to somebody else that had came to visit me at work about where we were going to go later on that night. Went home, put on a 3-piece suit, and came to Cowboy Jack's. And I was sitting there. I came down the staircase. He's waiting. And I was like, fuck. I swear to God, it wasn't even like a flirty personality thing. I gave him no indication that, we were chill or I was comfortable, anything like that. Showed up. 3-piece suit. I pieced out so fast.
That is scary.
She's
Good
a track
for you.
star.
No, I would have gotten out of there. Didn't you say you ran home?
Multiple times.
No, that was
ran home a few times.
No, that is something that's not talked about enough. When you're blasted and you got to get home, sometimes you get the urge to run. And you just want to run home.
I can say I don't.
All right.
But I'm so happy
track
for you.
Star.
In college, we used to do that all the time. That was fun. Middle Street. Great time. Just sprinting. Dead sprint. You come home drenched in sweat. But it's not about the story we're talking about. I want to hear about the lady that pissed again. Yes. That was funny as shit.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I only caught that tail end of it, but the funniest part was that other people caught it on video. So this woman is just like, it's New Year's Eve, the bar's full, and that's not a ton of seats. Like, there was 10 seats at the bar or whatever, but every seat is taken. She's sitting like dead center. Of course. They're eating, like they're having a meal. It's early. It's like 4 p.m., 5 p.m., like night's just starting. Apparently she hadn't drank that much. this was another one of those situations where like it was assumed that there was something else involved.
Yeah.
And it's New Year's Eve, so there's tons of people checking in the lobby. Like, the front desk is, like, right adjacent to the bar. So there's all these people in the lobby. It's hustling and bustling. There's people sitting there waiting to get their rooms. And this woman is sitting in the chair, and she literally just starts peeing in the chair.
Because what do you mean? Like, what do you mean?
Floor. And it was caught on video by some people that were checking in. So then I get the back. I'm seeing it from the front. I get the back view like 2 hours later.
Oh my God.
That
is chair and the floor just full.
Who had to clean it?
Housekeeping.
Oh,
I know. They do not get paid.
No, because what do you mean you just peed at a bar at 5 p.m.? Like,
in the chair, like not even
like.
Yeah, while taking bites. Like, she was still conscious while she was doing it, which makes me think, like, I'm
medical
like,
issue?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'm like, but then she started arguing, like, about it afterwards, and the person that she was with was getting angry too.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could just explain, like, if it was that, I feel like you would just explain
Right.
that. You wouldn't like, oh, why would you embarrass her in front of, like, she peed
in public at a bar.
Like, we can't have you continue to sit here.
And we're
She
not
went
gonna have
full
like
fountain mode.
And we can't, there's no,
On
like,
that bar
pulling you
stool.
aside and quietly being like, you peed. Like, everybody saw that you peed. And
Yeah.
you can still see that you peed.
See, that's when you gotta throw your hands up and be like,
actually a
that's
hell
on
hazard
me.
at this point.
YB, your boy, peed on the bar stool.
Oh my God.
No, that's so funny. Dude, I'm still caught on that guess, that wannabe resident. I totally forgot about her. And that is probably the numero uno reason why I don't think I can ever come back to that.
Yes.
I think she was just there for you because I have not seen her since.
I haven't
She was
either.
there for the lobby bar. And since it's... But
Dude.
I'm afraid that when it's back... Did I tell you about the time that she came in, like, frantic was her baseline.
She was
She
a
came
very
in-
anxious
She
woman.
came in frantic one day telling me about how she got hit by a car, or like how her brand new Mercedes had gotten totaled.
I remember this.
By the garbage truck, and she's like, and it's crazy because it happened to my son in New York today too, and it's just like insane, the synchronicities and blah
Yes.
blah blah. And she tells me that this garbage truck, like this large vehicle, backed into her car and squished the whole front end of it, which like there would be visible damage. And she said it was totaled. And I'm like, oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry. Blah blah blah. You can't hold a job. You shouldn't have a Mercedes anyways. Like, there's so many different things to this story that I'm just like, maybe it's a sign. But we close, and I go out, and I'm like getting in my car that's parked on the street, and I see her sitting in her Mercedes parked in front of me, and she doesn't see me, thankfully, because the front of her car does not have a single scratch on it.
No.
So embarrassing.
This woman is just, oh my God,
They need to talk to people. That's their thing.
And
They need to talk to people.
After
They need
she
somebody to talk
made me
to.
switch her tea to a different glass.
Yeah.
That was my first interaction. I gave her tea. She asked for a tea. I get it. Can you put it in the other one you normally put it in? So I had to fucking...
Dude, she thinks she's at the Ritz.
I don't know where the fuck she thinks she is,
Well,
but
and
then
then
she didn't even
She's
tip me on top of it.
She's
I was like- and I
romanticizing
did like her
just
sense.
yeah.
It's the speak it into existence thing. She definitely acts like she has these things.
Yeah.
When she really has like $3 in her account. Like, her card has definitely declined on like a $7
That is
purchase.
so awkward when that happens with people. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a second. I hope you got the notification. Transfer that money right now.
Right.
I'm not having to ask.
Do you guys have
I'm
any?
looking at you looking at me like I'm like
I'm not trying to bust you out on this date here, but I need you to transfer money.
Do you guys have favorite customers that you serve? Like favorite types
Ooh,
of
that's
customers?
a good question.
Mine are the new young like Gen Zers that had just gotten their first job in finance, and they work for like Northwest Mutual or something. This is their first
Very
like
specific.
no seriously they
their first $17 cocktail.
right. They're going to Minneapolis for work. They got a convention. They got a conference they go to. It's like their first time posted up at like a luxury hotel. They're sitting there and they're like, oh, the Lavender Aviation. Yeah, I'll pay $17 for that. Here's the tip.
Those are funny.
They get excited and they're genuinely so happy to be there, and they're the most fun to talk to.
My favorite is the Gen Z, like freshly 21, 22, because they're always like, slay, oh, you're so fun. Like, they're just so sweet and cute. But you have to be like, I have to have a good day for that, because I'm like, I don't have the energy for this.
I feel like I'm too jaded for them now. Like, I've been doing this for too long. I'm trying to think if I have a favorite customer. I kind of hate everyone.
Not anymore.
The news crew. For all the all the teams that come through.
Yes, I would say, my favorite customers are honestly probably like the not older, but maybe like my age to like 55 business groups that have been like working together for a really long time. Like I really like the Bloomberg guys and like that group, or like all those people that traveled. They were all really cool. The sportscasters.
Yeah, they are really nice.
And they go out after too.
They're
fun to go out with. Oh my goodness.
They are so fun, but mostly they're just like respectful. Like they travel for work all the time. They're always together, so they're already friends. They know each other.
They have the corporate card.
They got the corporate card.
Yep.
But they just know, and they're for business, so people know who they work for, so they do kind of have to be like on their good, like
there's a ceiling. Well. There's a ceiling for sure, but everybody knows what the ceiling is, which is great.
And it's like they can have a lot of fun, they can do all this stuff, but at the end of the day, like they're there for work. They're still going to be respectful. Like those, they know how to handle their liquor because they've been drinking together for 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they got good stories. They got great stories. Very fun. If it's slow, but they're the only ones at the bar, very fun to talk to.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That could be. I see that one.
I don't get a lot of those at the new spot. They're like, it's
slay.
It's a lot of that. It's a lot of the like finance bros. It's a lot of first dates. It's a lot of really bad first dates. Last night there was a first date who brought a friend along. So it was 2 girls and a guy, and the two like the girl, like people on the date were playing cribbage at the bar, and the other friend is just like yapping.
Wait.
I literally turned and I can't even say this. Never mind. I can't say this on camera.
You bring a friend to a first date? I mean, I get like being never really had first date, but I assume.
To be fair, it seemed like the 2 people on the date were maybe not the best in social situations.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was like a buffer type thing, because the guy got there early and it eventually got to the point where I didn't even say words to him. I just gave him thumbs up or thumbs down to see how he was doing, because that was how awkward it was.
Yeah.
And then the girl came and they started drinking. Like, it got a little better, but then they were drunk.
To the new spot too? What a location.
Yeah. Well,
it's like one of the biggest I feel like that's one of the biggest first date locations ever.
It was upstairs, so it was a little more intimate, and it was pretty slow. But yeah, it was just a weird interaction. And so, like, and this is another thing I was talking about with my coworker who I have a relationship with. We talk a lot.
That's a whole other topic.
We need cuter people at our job.
Don't be me. No, you don't.
I just want a little.
Oh my god, I actually have something to tell you guys.
Off camera.
Fuck yes.
But we were saying, like, we have to kind of be like the guide through these people. Like, we are the guides through these people's experiences in general. Like, whether when you come in for anything, but when it's a date specifically, it's like I'm literally there to kind of like make you look good.
No,
and
seriously.
Like, if you make it really hard for me to make you look good, then
you can play the game.
only do so much.
You can play the game, and if anything, if it's slow, and that's the only thing going on, I'll want to play the game. I'll play the game. It'll be fun.
Yeah, like I had a first date come in, and it ended up being like the little brother of this girl I went to elementary school with, and they have like the nicest family
small
ever.
world.
And so he had gone to the bathroom, and she was like, "Oh, what do you think?" And this was before I let them know that I knew him, because he was significantly younger than me. He would not have remembered. But I was like, low-key, I actually, like, grew up with their family, and they're so sweet, like, and he's nice, like, this sounds great, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, I'm giving you that advice.
You're a team player
like,
there.
But if you...
but if you're fucking weird or you're making it hard, I'm going to make it hard, too.
I can only do so much for you.
Card declined.
That's like when that girl asks you, like, what do you think? And you're like,
I want to say run, like, the girl's girl in me was like, you need to get out of here, because this guy has been here many times in many different dates. But I was at work. So I was like, I'm not gonna be like, girl.
I gave up on that.
Yeah,
I straight up
that's
am
true.
just like, go the other way. Get up and leave right now.
Do you have said it?
I have definitely said that
Okay.
to people.
Sometimes I don't even know what's going on until after.
I believe that.
Most
I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Sometimes I will be working and you guys will be like, "Can't believe that happened." I'll be like, "What?" I'll be like, "Did you miss that?" I'll be like, "What happened?"
Absolutely.
We are playing baseball and Esme is playing checkers.
I'm in the dugout facing the wall.
Oh, Esme.
It's okay, guys.
She's silly, but she really is smart as fuck. She's really getting her master's. Yeah, sorry.
That's
It couldn't be me, that's for sure.
No, it takes a lot of dedication to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, good
I appreciate it. I don't know if I have learned a single thing.
Yes,
but
you have.
I feel like I have, but I feel like it's more like the life skills. You know what I mean? Like that comes into play so much. Life skills that you acquire through working in the service industry. Kind of like what I was saying earlier.
Academia, I feel like, is an entirely different knowledge
Right.
base. Because, and I see this discourse online all the time of like, even like in politics being like left wing, right wing, academic, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, when you do look, like when you are in academia and you're learning like that, it's a completely different knowledge set and skill set
Right.
that may not translate to the real world whatsoever. Like
So
you can,
real.
it's
Right.
like the PhD students who are like
Sheldon Cooper
that girl
from Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, or like
literally.
that girl that got torn apart on Twitter for being like, she had her dissertation was on like the smell of something and how it relates to blah blah blah. And people were just tearing her apart, and it's like she knows everything about that topic, but probably nothing about
The real world.
Yes.
Right.
It's like street smart versus book smart.
And that's
like
why-
you said, different set of skills.
And that's why the days where I'm completely
You got
drained.
both.
Well,
You're at the fine line, but
it's a fine line, and I am tripping. I am not working. I'm not walking a straight line whatsoever. But that's where I get the most exhausted though, is because during the week I'll have that academia type job, and I have to be like on my shit, and then I'll come. I'll have been working in the food and beverage industry since forever. Then I come to work and I'm still working it. Keep in mind, these are like late nights, and I gotta wake up 6 a.m. during the week. So the switch and interacting with different types of people during those switches, oh my god, I don't even know like who I am sometimes. I walk around on autopilot, and then it comes to a point where I'm like doing my makeup or doing my hair, and I snap out of it. I'm like, you need to wake up. Like, you are disassociated right now. You are completely, you are just moving through time and space. Wake up, what's going on? Let's be aware, let's be present.
I know that's
I think
hard.
I am kind of in a constant state of disassociation at this point. I was thinking about that the other day because I'm like talking to people about their interests and stuff, and it's not like I don't have interests. That sounds crazy, but like other people get so like animated and stuff, and I feel like I'm always just in this like state of like knowing how to talk to people, and it's like I don't even know how to talk about myself.
Oh, you've been doing so much listening because it's like therapy. As a bartender, you're like a therapist, honestly.
And it's like I can talk about myself. I can, and coworker said this the other day too. He's like, you always know what to say to like other people to make them feel good. But I'm like, that doesn't. I'm like, am I lying? Like, am I not lying? But am I like
You
just
don't.
have done this so
It's
long.
imposter syndrome. It's imposter syndrome to a different degree. It's very weird. It's a very weird phenomenon.
like
for
I feel
sure.
like I'm just like I feel like I've built a personality on how to cater to others for so long that I'm just like I don't even know who I am.
I remember having a conversation
but like,
with you. I was like, "What do you want to do?" Because you're like, "I don't want to be doing this forever." Like, and even if you do, I'm gonna probably do this for a very long time. But like, I'm like, "What else do you want to do?" And you talked about branching out, and then you didn't, or not that you couldn't have, but you just didn't want to, or what was it?
I think I just like I mean I feel like a lot of the things that people would expect me to do would like which is like be something that's like a little more in the spotlight, or like that other resident was always trying to get me to like go model or act, and I'm like, those are not like interests of mine, but I still just don't know what I would want to do that would be like career-wise. Like I have a ton of hobbies. Like I love to ski, I love to read, I love to do all these things, but it's like I don't know how to turn those into a career. I don't know that if I want to anyways.
Right.
Because again, those are hobbies. Like people take these things that they love and then they turn them into a career
and try to monetize it.
Right.
And then they hate it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it loses its interest for you. Because that's the same thing with me going to the gym too. People were kind of like, "Oh, you should compete," and I'm like, "No, this is my time to like
good for you.
Not think about anything."
Yeah, or start like an Instagram, like a fitness Instagram or something like that. I'm like, I'm the last person who's gonna be recording myself in the gym.
Yeah.
Like, not a public embarrassment type of person. I see y'all do it enough.
Yeah.
So wait, if you had to pick some sort of, it doesn't even have to be a career, but something that you do for an extended period of time that makes you happy that you wish you could do right now, what would it be?
Money's not
money's not an option because you're super good at it and say you do make money from it, like the right amount where you feel content. Shit, I didn't mean to drop that one on you guys.
Good one.
We'll be back after the break.
Traveling for sure. Just traveling, talking to new people in different cultures. I think that would be like the best job ever. And like being able to really engulf yourself in another culture, learn everything from the inside out, and just have good conversations with people. If I could somehow make that into a career,
I would
definitely do that.
I could see you being a hostess of some sort, like some
host.
Sort of like party planner or something like that. But what if you could travel with that?
I thought about that, but that's like the reading thing. Like I do that because I want these events.
Right.
The events that I put on, it's because I want to go to one like that, and I have people who I know will come to it.
That's why it's such a hard question.
Fun. Yeah, I don't want to monetize. I thought about going into event planning, but I was like, I actually don't. I want to do it for myself.
Because I still don't know what I would want to do for forever.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You don't have to. Like you could honestly do what you're doing right now, and it would be perfectly fine.
Yeah, because I like this industry specifically because of the flexibility.
Exactly.
Like I don't have to do it forever. I can do it a lot. I can do it a little. I took
I'm gonna miss it so much.
I took all of last year off essentially. Like I was unemployed from March till August, and I just fucked around and it was great.
And you can actually live your life.
Yeah, and it was so nice because it's like I was going to the gym so consistently. I was eating healthy. I was cooking home meals. I was paddleboarding. I was reading. I was spending so much more time outside.
Living your life.
Yes, that's what I want to live my life for as a career.
I want.
She's a good paddleboarder.
I want to make money the easiest way possible.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to say that because I know how I show up in life outside of work is what really matters. How I'm there for my friends or my family.
Yes.
That's really what I can contribute to the world. My work is so I can make money to live the life that I want to live.
Right.
Exactly.
That's why it's hard to see people make money so easily doing jack shit.
I know, but you can't. I can't be mad at them for it.
But I feel. But it's
good
also
for you. I want that.
I do think that everything is a sacrifice. Everything you do to make money is a sacrifice of some sort. If you're working if you have an OnlyFans, that's still a hard ass job. Even if you're I've realized too, even if you're a day trader, we look at it and think that looks so money, but it actually takes so much research to know what to do.
Yep.
And stuff, and even the people that are getting rich off crypto, that takes a ton of research, and it's such a gamble too, because it's you can make a ton of money and lose it all the next day, and you have to have the wherewithal to know what's a good investment and what's not. I don't know that shit.
And I don't care enough to learn.
And I can't sit in front of a computer and do that for hours a day. I can't sit and listen to 10 different podcasts of two dudes talking about what coin is blowing up or whatever.
That's not my special interest.
No.
And if I didn't know what I wanted to do since day one, I'd be in the same exact boat. Because there's so many different things that I'm interested in, but it's kind of like my dream career when I was a kid, I wanted to be an architect. I straight up wanted to dig things up. So I was you put me in front of a hole.
To go.
Okay, well,
redacted.
redacted. I mean a hole of dirt, guys.
Put
I'm just
in front of a hole and she's going crazy.
I'm like a dog.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
No.
Even like, because I went to school for public relations, and it's like I'm relating to the public now.
Who are you? You are the what is it? The people's princess.
She is.
But
that was my.
princess.
And then I started going out with her, and I was like, oh, she's the
She knows
people's
everybody.
princess.
This girl in Minneapolis knows.
That's what I will say about my new spot is that is the hard part is I know a lot of people that come in and everybody's just like my coworkers are always like, how do you? And I'm just like, there was a time in my life.
It's fun though. It's fun though
Do
because
you like knowing the people while you're working though?
No, I hate it.
hate serving people I know.
I hate it.
Unless it's like my mom. Like, I don't like it because you expect something out of me and I'm at work. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like I have to perform. You're fine.
Well,
you're fine.
It's all my friends that like.
She'll forget that she's at work and she'll talk. Yeah. Oh, you want food?
So true.
Yeah.
We put that in.
Oh, you want alcohol? We got that. We got
Oh,
that.
you didn't just come to see me?
Oh wait,
And I will say, so that was a lot. It's different. Like, if you're, like, for example, my friend is coming in to visit me tonight. Love that. It's going to be slow. It's a Sunday night. Like,
Yes.
And also, like, this is a very close friend who understands that I might not have time to, like,
Right.
sit and
Yes.
That's different. Like,
Yes,
yeah,
very
like,
well
there are
said.
weekends
I agree.
where it's, like, acquaintances or party friends or people that I used to go out with
Yeah.
come in.
That
and, like,
type of crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have,
That I'm like-
want my attention, and I'm like, I don't...
You want this version of me and I'm at work. You're not
Right,
gonna get
right,
this
right,
version.
Right,
And,
like
yeah.
I'm here having a good time, but I'm not having the good time that we used to have in the
Exactly.
bathroom at the Loop.
We are. This is a different setting, different place.
All right. Hey, we
Very
don't need to get into specifics about that night, guys. That's what I'm saying though. You go out with her. You think the night's gonna go one way. You think. Okay, it's Sunday. Probably shouldn't be out, drinking. But I'm gonna go have one. We're gonna have a good time. It doesn't end up like that.
I always leave before the crazy happens with you
This
two.
is true.
Just, like,
We've had some nights.
I wish I would have went to the strip club that night.
That was fun. That was
That
probably
was
I've never
so
had
better.
a good strip club experience because the only one I've been to is in St. Cloud, and that was scary. And then I went to DC, that cabaret.
DTC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we were only there for like 2 seconds, so I didn't really experience.
I don't
anything.
think I'm gonna go to another strip club ever for my entire life because that experience was so fun that it would just ruin every.
Yeah, that was a
good one for
That
sure.
was
I've had
a limo
crazy.
right
They were
there.
like, "Dance, white girl, dance! Here's some money," and I'm like, "Hey, all
Watching her
right."
as she's getting a lap dance, and of course, Esme's just gonna be the most performative.
Yes,
person.
She's asking the dancer if she's okay.
Like,
are you having a good night?
I'm an empath. I'm an empath.
Are you doing okay?
How are you
Is this
doing?
okay? Is everything okay?
Okay,
She's like, can I touch you?
Consent matters. Consent matters. And I was
For
making sure
context, we left the bar we were at. We were hanging out with some people. They brought a limo to the front. I was like, all right, well, we're going to the strip club, fully ready to go to the ATM and take out money. I was like, if we're going and you're into it, I'm there. Like, I'm a yes man. I love saying yes to things. And then, paid for our cover, brought us in, gave me
That's a stack of
a stack
That's the
of
experience I
$100 in
want.
ones. So now I'm sitting there, we get brought over to a booth, there's bottle service. I'm like, okay, well, now we're turning one the fuck out. So they bring over this dancer. I didn't dance, but they wanted her to dance on me. She could tell I was like a little, what the fuck's going on here? I was also not on this planet. I was gone. She sits down next to me. She tells me her real name. Well, she told me her real name.
I was like,
but it humanized her. It really did. And I was sitting there having a conversation with her, and everybody's like cheering, and I'm like, okay, you can dance on me. And she did, and we got all the consent out of the way. It was a great time.
Beautiful.
Renee was beautiful. Loved her. Real nice gal. But then I got into it. And then I'm like, I've seen it in the movies where they make it rain on the butt that's like going up and down.
On the butt.
On the butt.
So, but-
on the butt.
Touch the butt.
That's the name of this episode.
But I had to ask for it. She made me ask for it. And that's what got the people going. They're like, oh my God, she wants her to shake her butt in front of her face. I'm like, oh yeah, man. Give me your money. And then I helped her pick it up off the ground. We put it in a nice little rubber band. That was the last I ever saw of her.
Such a sweetie.
Yes,
It was fun. It was so much fun. Everybody loved
I'm
it.
sure she thinks about you to this day.
That was
Not my money. I looked at her and I was just like, this is not my money.
None of this.
This is none. I will give this
now
all to
it's
you. You work with me.
Money.
I work with you.
What was her name?
Renee.
That's not her name.
She was this 5'2".
That was not her name.
She was this 5'2" Latina in this like red bodysuit, and she had super long black hair. And I was asking her about her hair care routine, like what shampoo shampoo she uses.
Do you shampoo twice? Once?
I certainly like shampoo twice and condition.
Oh my god.
You leave some leave-in in there. Look, what kind of dry shampoo you using? I know
feel
that
I'd
hair
be
doesn't stay
awkward
like
at a
that all
strip
night.
club too. I wouldn't know what to do with my hands, but I just definitely would want to see everything. Like I want to see some real pole athletes. Like
Yeah,
I think
that's what we did
my
after.
favorite part for sure.
We went and sat by the stage, and I saw some body parts move
It's
in
just,
directions
like, such
I've
an
never
art.
seen before.
Like you can make your ass move like that one cheek at a time and do it like fluently, and then go into the split. Like I just think it's so impressive.
Dude, I was taking out
not that
notebooks and like writing sketches down.
Strong,
I was
it
just
takes
like,
so much core strength.
yes,
like,
yes.
and to look like a bad bitch while you're doing it, like
yeah, it's crazy.
I wish could.
I do
Damn, I
think.
miss this trip.
Were you a bartender in here?
No, I used to go.
Oh.
Often. Well, because it's like they're open till 3, so getting off late. It was kind of one of those. It was like if you wanted to go out, getting off. It was kind of the only place that was still open.
Can you
gotta do a
imagine
girls'
though?
night out.
Yes. Can you imagine though if you
Out of
were
retirement for you.
Please.
everyone would be like,
That's
she's
approved.
back.
Hey, special
Imagine though if you had on a good fit and you were feeling it, everybody else was feeling. They played your song. Oh,
I would need my song played.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would need like some.
Return of the Mac.
I would need some, like, I need some like Party Next Door, like.
Ooh.
that was the night when we went
Break
to
from
San
Toronto,
Diego.
that would be mine. No, I would do Nasty by Ariana Grande. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'd be driving and I'm like, let me think of my polar routine.
Do you know what mine would be? R.I.P. or not R.I.P. but like we don't like the artist MIA, but Paper Planes.
Would be your strip song?
I don't know why the song gets me
What
going.
would you
dude.
do?
Ew.
I feel like
I can see it. I can't imagine you dancing to like some
all I want
hip
to do
hop.
is
So
I think you would do some like crazy tricks, like
I would start doing push-ups on the stage or
full
something.
athletic.
Actually,
has a very niche, very niche.
You would bring all those Wisconsin boys to the yard. I believe it.
I'm
yeah,
sure.
they come to the big city the one time, and all of a sudden their money's mine.
An amateur night is
Amateur
possible.
Okay.
What makes you fucking think I'd be amateur night?
Well, you've never done it before.
I would be.
That is the literal
The
definition.
I think I'd be a pro right off the bat.
You may move up quickly.
No, I'd be humbled immediately, but I'd go in with the mindset like I got this in the bag, right?
That's like how I
love
went
the
into
confidence.
my bartending competition between my coworkers last week, and my time was beat by 2.5 minutes.
Dang.
I was like, I
Hey.
am definitely winning this shit. To be fair, I got pretty average. Like most of us were in this range. There was one guy that got 4 minutes.
You were just making a bunch of different drinks.
We had to make 6 drinks. We had 10 minutes. They had to be made perfectly. All the correct tools made. No free pouring. No nothing. Most of us got in like the 6-minute range. And
Dang.
He got 4 minutes.
Dang, that's really fast. That's like some Aussie timing.
He's like a super quick well bartender at Crave though. So
He's in that.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Good for him.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, we are well over an hour because that flew by. I knew this was gonna go like this. This is really fun. So thank you guys for being here.
Of course.
I'm sure it will not be the last.
No. We have
Maybe we'll
plenty
do
more.
A vlog of the strip club experience.
Strip club. We can have one specific resident stories. We
Oh
could
my
have,
God.
Ooh, yes.
We could have dating.
I do want to talk about that because we have all different experiences.
Right.
Esme's been locked up since kindergarten, and
Okay, relax.
we're just both single-ish.
Single-ish.
I'm single, you're single-ish.
Single-ish.
Yeah. So I think that would be a really fun one. Yeah. We'll plan that next. Thanks for being here, guys.
Yes.
Thank you for having
That
us.
was fantastic.